Hi everyone, this is Vignesh from Easy Way to Learn Medicine. So today we are going to see 2019 microbiology questions. So we'll start from first question. To test a donor blood for hepatitis B antigen, it is necessary to use highly sensitivity detection method. What test should be used for this purpose? So we have to check for hepatitis B surface antigen, hepatitis C core antigen. For this quick detection and highly sensitivity method, which is a ELISA. So ELISA, we call it as solid phase enzyme linked immunosorbent assay. So the second question, a bacteriological laboratory has received a analysis a sample of dried fish from a focus of food poisoning area. So mainly food poisoning from the dried fish or a canned product, that is mainly from the botulism. So bacteriological inoculated sample in a kit Thalassemodium, which is very specific for botulism, and also there is a growth of tennis racket shaped microorganism. Also you will see a tennis racket shaped microorganism which is very specific for botulism. So the answer is botulism. So the next question, to determine toxigenicity of a diphtheria causative agents obtained from patient, a culture inoculated in a petri dish with nutrient agar bilaterally to a strip of filter paper spotted with anti-diphtheric toxic serum and situated in the center of a petri dish. After incubation of the inoculated culture in agar, strip-like areas of the medium turbidity formed and some of the culture and the filter paper. What immunological test was conducted? So they describe the method, how the method like changing. So for determine the toxigenicity of a diphtheria, we have to use a specific method called in vitro test, that is called as Ehrlich gel precipitation test. So Ehrlich is a scientist who found out this precipitation test for botulism. So we'll call it as Ehrlich gel precipitation test or agar gel precipitation test. For toxic gene determination, we have to use PCR and ELISA. For toxic gene determination, they are asking toxigenicity, so we have to check for toxygen level of this diphtheria. For that we have to use the agar gel precipitation test. So the next question, the bacteriological laboratory need to prepare for analysis of a material that are suspected to be contaminated with the spores of anthrax causative agent. What diagnostic preparation allows for quick detection of these spores? So to check for a anthrax, for rapid detection, so we have to use a immunofluorescent microscope. So in that we can see that anthrax illuminate like fluorescent, you can see in the light in the microscope, that is called as immunofluorescent microscope, that is anti-anthrax fluorescent serum. For a best confirmation, we have to use Ascoli precipitation test. For quick detection, we have to use immunofluorescent microscope or anti-anthrax fluorescent serum. For best confirmation, we have to use Ascoli test or Ascoli precipitation test. So the next question, a family has two children. The younger child is under a year. The child has developed spastic cough attacks. Similar clinical presentation was observed in the elder preschool child 1 month ago. A doctor suspected Petrus infection. So what method enables retrospective diagnosis of this disease? So they are telling the brother had a similar symptoms 1 month ago. The younger brother also is having the same symptoms what his brother had. So to check this, we have to use a retrospective diagnosis. The retrospective diagnosis, it is like we have to like reverse checking. So for that we have to use the antibodies against this Petrus infection. If it is antibody present in his elder brother, we can confirm it is like Petrus infection from the elder brother to the younger brother. It is like causing this symptoms. The spreading from elder brother is spread to the younger brother. So for that we have to check the antibodies to the both the brothers. For that we have to use a serological method. So for example, I had an infection, like say any for example pertussis. I had a pertussis and it is cured. Now it's 1 month. If I am checking after 1 month, I will have antibodies against, in my body I will have antibodies against this pertussis infection. So we call it as retrospective test, that call it as serological examination. We'll check for antibodies against this pertussis infection. So the answer is serological examination. So the next one, a diagnostic method should be used in a industry to test the raw leather for a presence of Bacillus anthracis. For this diagnostic method, best confirmative method I told you, that is Ascoli test or Ascoli thermoprecipitation test. For rapid, we'll use immunofluorescent and PCR. Mainly immunofluorescent microscope. If immunofluorescence is not present in the option, means we can go for PCR. For best confirmation, we have to use precipitation test, that is called as Ascoli thermoprecipitation test. So the next question, urine analysis of a patient with acute cystitis shows leukocytes and a large number of gram-negative bacilli. Inoculation has resulted in a growth of mucous colony that produces a green soluble pigment. What microorganism is causing these symptoms? For mostly UTI or acute cystitis, mean 80 to 85%, the organism is E. coli. But here they gave you green soluble pigment. That colonies produces a green soluble pigments. So all these are gram negative bacilli, but specific the green soluble pigment and gram negative bacilli, which is specific for Pseudomonas aeruginosa. Pseudomonas aeruginosa, which is a gram negative bacteria which produces a pyocyanin, which is a green color, and then we can see pyoviridin, that is yellow color. Also we can see pyomelanin, brown color. These are the water soluble pigments you can see in the test tube. So that green soluble pigment and the gram negative bacilli which causes the acute cystitis, which is Pseudomonas aeruginosa. So the next question, a pathological material mucosal excretion from the nasal passages obtained from a patient provincially diagnosed with influenza was sent into the virological laboratory. Same like COVID-19 nasopharyngeal swab. What quick detection of a specific viral antigen? We have to use same like fluorescence, immunofluorescence microscope, direct and indirect immunofluorescence microscope. So in that nasopharyngeal swab there will be an antigen. So we'll give antibody attacks this antigen. So you can see a fluorescent light. So you have to use immunofluorescence microscope. So we can check for influenza viral load in the nasopharyngeal swab. So the next question, first year school children has received a tuberculin skin test, Montauk test at the school nurse office. What is the purpose of this test? This is BCG. So if you check for tuberculin skin test or Montauk test, so it detects in which patient we have to, in which children we have to give the BCG vaccination. So that is specific for to detect the vaccination. So if it is negative, we no need to give BCG vaccination. If it is positive, we have to give the BCG vaccination. It is used to determine the child that need to receive BCG vaccination. So the next question, 12-year-old boy with a clinical presentation of influenza has developed respiratory mycosis. What infection has developed under this condition? So he had influenza, and then he had respiratory mycosis. We call it as mixed infection. If infection caused from a same species, we call it as mixed infection. If it is auto-infection, like for example, in our body we have a E. coli, normally it presents, but if this normal pathogen causes infection, body infection, we call it as auto-infection. Relapse. Relapse is like the disease is cured and then after some times it again appears. That is called as relapse. And then super infection, like primarily I had a disease and I recovered from it, but other agent causes like another infection. We call it as super infection. Primarily the infection caused from other agent, like when we recovered from the primary disease, like we call it as super infection. And iatrogenic infection is like, we can say it is an unknown etiology or like idiopathic infection. So mixed infection is like from the same species, influenza and mycoplasmosis. It causes like in a one person it causes two infections. We call it as mixed infection. So thanks for watching. Thank you. We'll continue on other subjects. So thanks for watching. Thank you.